What's going on, my good people? Y'all are tuned in to No Lames TV, man. Back with another video. Gonna be reviewing a video of over 100 illegal migrants being busted at a nightclub in Colorado. This event happened, I want to say the end of last year, around election time, around October, and it was swept up under the rug for some odd reason. We didn't hear about this. This wasn't a international news subject. For some odd reason, over 100 migrants got busted at a nightclub, and this was not a hot topic. Let's get into it, you guys.
Back here in the U.S., more than 100 people were taken into custody overnight in a raid on an underground nightclub in Colorado. Active duty U.S. military personnel were also there, according to authorities, who say they were either working security or were there as patrons. And tonight, what officials say they found inside. Here's ABC's Alex Brochet.
Overnight, a massive raid in Colorado Springs. More than 300 federal agents breaching what authorities say was an underground illegal nightclub as part of a drug investigation. These images, posted by the DEA's Rocky Mountain Division.
Boy, y'all love them Modelo's, don't y'all? Shout out to my amigos, man, drinking them Modelo's, man. Y'all love them Modelo's. Y'all done made Modelo $1 million business.
Shows stools toppled over, a Mexican passport, and pills. Even car keys left in the chaos.
What was happening inside was...
So if they got passports, how are they illegal? Maybe they overstayed their visa. I don't know.
significant drug trafficking, prostitution, crimes of violence.
All of this the results of a months-long investigation. The DEA says ICE took more than 100 people who they say were here illegally into custody, and that members of the military were there as well.
We had over a dozen active duty service members in the club tonight, either as patrons or working as armed security.
Agents tell us a raid of this scale in that region is unprecedented. Waited as for those service members allegedly involved, the Army says that its Criminal Investigations Division is now conducting a joint investigation with the DEA. Whit?
Alex Brochet, thank you.
So yeah, over 100 illegal migrants got captured at a nightclub. The chief of police, I think, or the head DEA dude, he did a news conference about it, and this is what he had to say.
Good morning, John Pullen with DEA and the Rocky Mountain Division. We're here on the scene of an underground nightclub where over 300 federal law enforcement, along with our local partners from El Paso County and Colorado Springs PD, executed an enforcement operation this morning. It's a drug investigation. We seized quite a number of guns and took a number of people into custody. I think what I'd like for people to know as a result of this operation is that Colorado Springs is waking up to a safer community today.
So they had 300 DEA agents at this nightclub busting these people with drugs, guns, money, prostitution, all kinds of stuff going on, and this was not international news. Why? That's all I want to know. Why was this not international news? International news. It's crazy.
Jonathan, give us some perspective here. 300 law enforcement officers. What brought about this kind of requirement, this kind of need to be here with that show of force?
So this is an underground illegal nightclub, okay? And what was happening inside was significant drug trafficking, prostitution, crimes of violence. We seized a number of guns in there. We had active duty service members who were running security at the club and involved in some of these crimes. And in fact, we had over 100 illegal aliens inside as well, and those over 100 illegal aliens were taken into custody by ICE.
Active duty service members.
So for those of y'all who just missed what he said, this was an illegal nightclub, unregistered nightclub with unregistered people from out of the United States partying with drugs, alcohol, guns, and women. This is what they're doing. This is what they're crossing the border to come over here to do in America. This is what y'all was fighting for, to keep in our country. Illegal nightclubs filled with illegal people with drugs, money, guns, prostitution, all kinds of stuff going on in here. And this ain't the only one. This just one. This just the one that got busted. This is not the only one.
Helping as security here. Can you elaborate on that at all?
So it's an ongoing investigation, but we had over a dozen active duty service members in the club tonight, either as patrons or working as armed security.
How many of those were detained and what are they facing right now?
So Army CID was one of our partners out here, and they're going to work with us on what the next steps for those active duty service members looks like.
You mentioned that this is a drug trafficking operation. Can you elaborate on any drugs you found, the amount, any charges you anticipate that could come out of tonight?
So as you may suspect, when the cops showed up at the door, most of the drugs hit the floor. And we did find cocaine. Looks like some pink cocaine or the Tusi. And there was a little bit of other drugs.
So they got some of that Diddy. They got that pink Diddy in there.
But we haven't had time to test everything, but there were dozens of small packages of drugs that they've recovered so far that I have personally seen.
How we got so close to this location?
This has been a long-term investigation by DEA and a number of our federal partners. And so we've been working on this underground nightclub for a number of months, doing undercover, surveillance, a lot of other work to identify what's going on here. And again, months-long information about drug trafficking and prostitution happening inside.
So there you have it. The DEA did months of investigation on this nightclub, watching them go in here partying, doing drugs, prostitution, all kinds of stuff going on in this nightclub. And this is not the only one. There's plenty other nightclubs just like this, unregistered people partying in there with drugs, alcohol, money, and guns and women. Is that what you guys want for America? I'm just asking. Democrats, liberals, this is what y'all been fighting for. Y'all been fighting for illegal people to run illegal businesses and have illegal stuff going on inside of them. Y'all like, share, and subscribe to No Lames TV, man. More videos on the way. Link in the description. You want tattoos, piercings, custom rugs? Holla at your boy, man. If you in Dallas, Texas, or you need shipping anywhere in the world, let's get it.